This film is intended to explain the replacement and assembly of the EAO button and indicator plate. Before you begin, ensure that the external straight infill panel has been removed from the module. You will need to correctly unplug the Deutsch connectors coming from the back of the plate. The EAO open button, occupied indicator, and switch plate are all items that you can easily order and replace by following this guide. To complete this replacement and assembly, you'll require the following: a 7mm spanner or socket, a 2.5mm Allen key, and an EAO Series 56 bezel key. To begin the disassembly, using the 7mm spanner or socket, remove the 4 M4 lock nuts and washers. Once complete, this will allow you to completely remove the switch plate from the infill panel. To remove the occupied indicator from the switch plate, undo the 3 M4 nuts using the 7mm spanner and remove the washers. The indicator will now slide out. To remove the open button from the switch plate, you must first remove the EAO Series 56 bezel. To remove the bezel, you'll need the Series 56 bezel key. Push the key firmly into a hole located on the side of the open button. This will allow you to remove the bezel and will expose 3 M4 button head screws. Using the 2.5mm Allen key, you can now remove these 3 screws. The open button will now slide out. Once the open button is removed, you will also be able to take off the foam gasket, leaving you with the switch plate itself. All these parts can be easily ordered and replaced. Once you've replaced the intended part, reassembling the panel is achieved by first replacing the foam gasket. You will then be able to push the open button into place before tightening the 3 M4 button head screws. To replace the EAO Series 56 bezel, position it as shown above the open button. Push down and twist the bezel, locking it into place on the switch plate. You can now replace the occupied indicator. Place the washers on the screws before tightening the 3 M4 nuts. The switch plate is now ready to be remounted to the infill panel. Ensure that all cabling is pushed back inside the panel before replacing the 4 washers and M4 lock nuts. Tighten these nuts to secure the switch plate to the panel. The switch plate assembly is now correctly reassembled and attached to the external straight infill panel. You can now reattach the panel to the module once you have reconnected the Deutsch connectors.